So a few weeks ago, I uploaded a video, entitled My Response to the Vic Mignogna Situation. Now, that video got a lot of praise, it got a lot of, likes on it, and stuff like that. It got a lot of acclaim, for me, you know, standing up for what I believed in, which I personally, I'm just grateful that I was able to make a stand, for someone whose cause I believe in and stuff like that. But, since then, there have been a lot of, this actually came in through Discord. One of the other people that was one of the other content creators named Hirohei, asked me to do, recommended that I do follow-up videos about everything that's going on. The problem is, since that video went live, there's been so much that's happened that I don't think I don't believe I would know where to start, to be honest. And so, as a result, I'm gonna try to summarize it as best I can in this video, at least up to this point, while detailing what all the stuff that's happened to me personally. Because ever since that video went live, I've been responding to these voice actors' tweets, and I've been trying to reason with them. I've been trying to point out the flaws in their logic. I'm not attacking them by any means. There's a difference between constructive criticism and full-on threats, and these voice actors simply don't know what that difference is, and they don't believe it exists whatsoever. I'm also going to be linking a lot of videos in the description below, to the other content creators that have been covering this, you know, bit by bit, because this is mostly just going to be another ramble on. Unfortunately, I don't have a mini script like I did last time, so I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm gonna have to go at this blind, I guess. So anyway, I'm also gonna be trying something different. I'm gonna be, you know, doing what I've been doing for my reaction videos, for this one. So the display capture is actually gonna be somewhere around here. I don't really know where I'm gonna put it yet, but I'm hoping it comes through just fine. So just give me a second, and I'll have that down for you. Okay, so to sum it up, we have a few different parties here. First of all, we have Vic himself, the defendant in this case. Again, who was wrongfully dropped from Funimation following a series of allegations, that all of which, aside from one, and that one in particular, being unwanted affection, which in no way, shape, or form is grounds for firing or ruining a man's entire reputation over. If that were the case, then our parents would pretty much be in jail right now, or getting fined, pretty much. I mean, if a hug's illegal, then I don't really want to exist in this world. Because I mean, you know, but anyway, so like I said, we've got a few parties. On the defendant's side, we got Vic himself, and his lawyer firm has actually also recently been revealed. It's I can't exactly remember the firm's name, but it's located in Texas, and it's led by a man named Ty Beard. And Ty Beard, he interests me because I was watching a stream of his with Rikita Law, and in the stream, he basically he talked a little bit about the case, but there's attorney-client privilege, so we couldn't really go in depth into it. But from what I heard, it sounds like they pretty much have this case in the bag. Again, unless something major comes up. But again, at this point, it sounds like they have this case. It sounds like it's going to be an open and done case. I mean, in my opinion, the judge is basically just going to laugh it out of court. Of course, along with, you know, ruling in Vic's favor. I mean, again, that's assuming that nothing major comes forward, in the meantime. But, so, let me just go ahead and, get to, Mr. Beard's tweet here. Okay, so like I mentioned before, we've got several parties. Vic for one, on the defendant's side, his law firm, and his GoFundMe actually, just recently, surpassed its well, from what I've been hearing, it actually surpassed its $100,000 goal, which is really good. Let me look it up right now. Actually, let me see here. So, okay, expand GoFundMe. Oh yeah, it's actually past it. It's at $100,000 and 300. It's at $100,000. It's at $100,385, and something tells me that number is only going to keep growing, and stuff like that. So good. So way to go, guys. We did it. We did it. We all 3,481 of you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to donate myself. Because I had a lot more going on. But yeah, so let's see here. So on the opposition side, we have quite a few. We've got Funimation itself. We have Sean Schemmel, Chris Sabat, Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, Ron Toye, and Marzgurl. Now, those are 7 parties going up against one man for baseless allegations and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and recount all the stuff that's happened, at least from what I've been able to find, because again, there are so many tweets related to this that it's hard to keep up. So and some of these people have actually blocked me as well, simply for asking questions about the situation. So first of all, let's go on ahead and go to Mr. Ty Beard, who is the founder of the law firm itself. So this is his tweet right here, and he's responding to Ron Toye. And I'm not gonna read this entire stream out, but so let's go on ahead and just read through this here, starting with this. So I'll just read the tweet, but I won't read this. So anyway, these last few weeks have been some of the hardest of my lifetime. Please understand that we are all hurting. No matter what you choose to believe, please be kind. Alright, so as someone else goes on to reply, I'm glad you've apologized to fans, even if a bit late. I will support #IStandWithVic, but watching favorite voice actors and their fans fight on Twitter has been heartbreaking. Hopefully this will be settled in court soon, so we can agree on who is innocent and the community will be less toxic. She only apologized because Vic Mignogna is suing her and his other accusers. This isn't "I'm sorry I was such a that" to my fans. Also, I'll probably put a disclaimer at the start of the video. Even though I should have put one on the other video as well, but I was so anxious to get this up. But even though I try to keep this channel family friendly, this situation as well as the other video does have some incredibly graphic language in it. So I'd like to issue a language warning with regards to the tweets. I myself am gonna try to hold back as much as possible. I did a pretty good job in the first video, and I feel like I can do that. I can do that here. I feel like I have enough self-control. So anyway, let's go on ahead and continue. I was being such a bleep to my fans. This is I'm sorry I'm about to go to court. #StandWithVic. Okay, so in response to that, Ron Toye responded, and he basically said that Vic isn't suing any of his accusers, which let's go to his page. This is a statement that he actually released. So I'm not going to read all of this, but let's go on ahead and do this. So, but I have now very reluctantly retained a law firm as my last and only recourse to attempt to salvage my reputation and my 20-year career in this industry. So yeah, that kind of debunks Mr. Toy's tweet right there. So already that's a flaw in his argument. And then here's the thing: you trolls think him lawyering up was an offensive move. Yeah, we do. Sorry, it was defensive. He knows the skeletons he has hidden that are coming back to haunt him. Smiley face. I'm not exactly sure what this man's referring to. I mean, and it's not responding. Wonderful. But so them thinking that he's lawyering up for the defensive is completely fabricated, because Vic is the victim here. Vic is the victim here, pun intended. But I mean, he's literally, his entire livelihood's been ruined by you guys. So do you not expect? And on top of that, all the quote unquote evidence you say you have has been proven to be false, and is, your own investigation was inconclusive. So I don't really know exactly what you're getting at. So if anything, Vic is taking this as a last stand. It's kind of like the Alamo. He's going for one final shot to salvage his career, pretty much. So if anything, it's more offensive than it is defensive, Mr. Toye. So anyway, here comes Ty. So now Ty is actually the senior partner, as you can see here. But in the stream, he said that with Nick, he elaborated on that, and he said that he actually founded the firm itself. With a few friends of his from law school. And so this guy has a lot of credibility. He also mentioned that he's been handling various cases such as this, as well as other things, for a little over 2 decades. So this man has a lot of credibility and stuff like that. So, and again, he basically tweeted in response, "We will be in touch. We will be in touch." And yeah, that's basically what he said. Already we have some of Vic's lawyers basically saying stuff to the accusing side. I mean, not contacting them directly like over the phone, but just responding and saying, hey man, glad you think that. We'll be in touch with you. I mean, I'm not saying, they're gonna call him or anything. It's just, although Ron, evidently, he did try to call them at like 7 in the morning on a weekend day, which is baffling to me. Considering the fact that if you do a simple Google search on their law firm, the search results literally say that they're closed on the weekends. So the fact that, oh my gosh. So the fact that he did that just baffles me. But anyway, that's enough of that for now. Now moving on to what exactly happened to me in relation to these people. So, the first one up is I was about to say Marzgurl. That's down here. That's down here. But the main reason why I have this open in Firefox is because of the fact that Jamie basically blocked me for this series of tweets I did. So let me see here. Here we go. So, though this has been a challenging time, I realize as a cis, white, straight woman, I have advantages that gave me this platform. Please help me use that platform to raise money for SCESA and assist survivors who were not given the same privilege. Okay, so that's just a simple charity. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with the charity. It's just, I mean, but when I tweeted in response, I was mainly going after the fact that she says that she has advantages that gave her this platform, which implies that essentially you need to have a certain pedigree to be a voice actor. I'm sorry, you don't. It's like any other job. It's like any other job. Anyone can pretty much get it. Some might be better than others, but at the end of the day, it's an open field. Anyone can go in and apply and potentially get noticed. So yeah, I'm calling malarkey on that. So anyway, here's where I come into this. So again, this is in response to her statement, that she has advantages that gave her this platform, and so I said here, yeah, and in doing so, you ruined an entire man's career over nothing, and now you as well as Funimation are facing a hefty lawsuit for it. But yeah, you took advantage of it. Just because you did doesn't mean you're immune to fallout or consequences, which there are going to be some major consequences because Jamie is actually the most likely candidate to be sued in this whole mess, because she literally issued a threat to Vic himself, in which she basically said something very immoral and very illegal. I'm not really gonna go into it. I mean, other content creators have done that already. And yeah, so, and yeah. So again, these people, let's just continue going down these responses. Oh, my sweet summer child. I'll have you know I'm 22 and I'm a fully grown adult, by the way, so. As if that's how that worked at all. Vic is in his mid-50s and knows what he did to tons of people all over the US. Sorry his actions are inconvenient to your fandom, but life's not always convenient, I'm afraid. I wasn't even saying that. So anyway, so I responded back, nothing's been proven yet, the court will decide this, and when it does, we'll know the truth once and for all. But to be honest, I believe Vic will win by a landslide due to the incompetency of his accusers and the complete falsification of evidence, death threats, and the fake swattings. All of which are illegal. By the way, all of this stuff is probably stuff that I won't be able to cover in this video itself, just because, again, the tweets are so buried and stuff like that. But, again, the other content creators have done that. I'm going to be linking as many videos below as I can, so that you guys can go check them out if you're interested, and stuff like that. So anyway, all of which are illegal, particularly the falsification is obstruction of justice, which guarantees imprisonment. Not only that, but all the voice actors involved are facing suits as well, which leads all the way up the Funimation corporate ladder. The reason why I said that is because, Jamie herself issued a tweet where she basically, because a lot of people were under the impression that, Ron Toye was the CEO of Funimation, and according to Jamie, it turns out that Chris Sabat is actually or some other Chris, is actually the CEO of Funimation proper. So, yeah, either way, I don't see any other way, I don't see any way Funimation can get out of this. They're probably gonna go under for this. But anyway, to be honest, I can't see a way Funimation will survive this in any scenario. They've made themselves complete laughingstocks and have shown their true colors to millions of people. And so again, these tweets are just, tags for other content creators like Super Saiyan Paul, who's been very resourceful. I've been watching a lot of his content on this whole situation, and and stuff like that. So yeah, and then this one here, I just tagged her. I just tagged her for the heck of it, because I mean she's been covering this as well, but she mentioned that she didn't want to see her, so I didn't really know that at the time, so I apologize for that if you're watching this, Sister Hipster. But anyway, so Jamie didn't ruin anything. Vic ruined his own career by not checking his behavior and how he interacts with women. Don't worry though, you'll see the truth soon enough, because if Vic takes anyone to court, it's only gonna expose him. So that's really peculiar. I don't really... Ah, jeez. Okay. So, saying that it's only going to expose Vic? No. If anything, it's only going to expose the voice actors. Because over these past... how long has it been? 3 weeks since I uploaded the video or something like that? Over these past few weeks, there has been so much to come out about who these people really are. I mean, for example, you have the voice of Goku calling people immoral names for supporting Vic. You have people outright blocking Vic supporters. For example, this is where we actually go into Chrome. For example, Monaco Real flat out blocked me, again, simply for asking questions about the situation. And stuff like that. So... again, these people have a hidden agenda. I don't know exactly what it is, but there are a lot of theories going around. And I have a few of my own as well. So, let's see. Okay, now this is the main crux of my argument. And this is basically involving a content creator called Marzgurl, who hasn't been relevant really since her days at Channel Awesome, if I say so myself. In fact, she's actually the one that started the whole, not only the entire Kick Vic movement, or the hashtag, but also the entirety of the, Not So Awesome document, which was a scandal that happened about, I don't know, near the beginning of last year, I think. I don't exactly remember, but yeah, so she's basically the one that created this entire hashtag, and I've been trying to find that tweet to show you, but unfortunately I can't seem to find it anywhere, although that's probably because there were so many here. But if I find a screenshot of it, I'll be sure to, if I find it, I'll be sure to take a screenshot of it and link it, and post it alongside the video footage you've seen. so anyway, so yeah, so this was the crown jewel of the piece, like I mentioned. So a lot of people are making some. Let's be honest here. There were a lot of people on the Stand with Vic side. Well, not a lot of them, but a few of them that I've heard of that are apparently going out and they're threatening people's lives. And that's where I have to draw the line, because, again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there is a difference between constructive criticism, giving someone constructive feedback for what they've said, and issuing them death threats for it. And I don't condone threats by any means. I don't. And the problem is, these people, such as Monica, are seeing constructive criticism as not only harassment, but threats in and of themselves when they clearly aren't. And that's actually why she blocked me in the first place, was because, again, I was asking her a simple question about the scenario. About this. And so, basically, yeah, so, she mentioned that there were a lot of flex assumptions, like my husband being Filipino, he isn't, or that I'm atheist, I'm not. And so basically, when I came in here, I basically said, well, here's the thing. I don't know where these rumors are coming from, but some people on our side, the Stand with Vic side, are going too far. And I just wanted to make that clear to her, you know, like, I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people that flat out threaten, people just because they say something that I don't agree with. You know what I mean? So anyway, so, and then here's the factor. Here's the thing that upsets me so much about these people, is that accountability is non-existent to them. It's non-existent. As in, if they're called out for something, they won't flat out respond. They'll simply, I mean, if it hurts their case, they won't respond. They'll flat out try to change the subject or something along those lines. Now, Marzgurl never actually responded to any of my tweets here, and instead she had her white knights pretty much her white knights pretty much do the dirty work for her. And this actually gets a lot better though going down. So anyway, so that being said, you did start this whole thing, which at this point is immoral and completely unjustified. Now, when I say that she started this whole thing, what I'm talking about is the entire KickVic hashtag, which again, I'll be sure to post a screenshot of it on up top. So, if any of you are interested in learning how this whole thing came about, but and you know, she has to be held accountable for that. You know, I mean, if Vic wins, she needs to be held accountable, because she flat out started. A lot of people have been saying this is a witch hunt, which in my opinion it is. Because Marzgurl is basically one of the crusaders that essentially started this whole movement off. I mean, I'm not saying she started the allegations, mind you. What I'm saying is that she started the hashtag KickVic movement, which began incorporating these allegations and eventually led to Vic losing his job. There. I'm sorry. So is immoral and completely unjustified. And then what I said here, this was after several people actually blocked me simply for voicing my opinion, like Jamie and Monica. And so I said here, so here's the thing. If you block me or anyone else for simply asking questions or voicing their opinions on this subject, you're only showing that you don't like accountability, like all the other social justice warriors out there. Because to them, accountability is essentially the same thing as essentially the same thing as, oh my gosh, the one piece of the Jenga tower that will make it come crashing down, and stuff like that. So let me see if I can find the rest of this post here. I'll just cut to when I have it. Let me see here. Where is it? Okay, here we go. So, I was able to pull up the entire point. So, this guy here basically responded, and it seemed like he was trying to have an intellectual discussion, but I mean, again, I found some flaws in his argument. So, at what point? Vic has admitted to everything Keep that in mind. To everything he was accused of when the hash was made. That everything is completely fabricated, because he only admitted to the over-affection, which again is in no way, shape, or form grounds for being fired, much less having 2 decades worth of your life completely go up in smoke over. All the other stuff at this point has been completely disproven. So anyway, so you're forgetting, my friend, he only admitted to the over-affection. But what you're forgetting is that is in no way, shape, or form grounds for firing, especially when the other voice actors are doing the exact same thing, but nobody cares. Yeah. They were, Sabat, well, Sabat's the only one that I've actually seen, photos of doing this, as well as Monica. But they're essentially doing the exact same thing that Vic's been accused of, or one of the things that Vic's been accused of, and no one bats an eye at that? No one bats an eye at that. That sounds like favoritism to me, and a double standard. Ah, jeez. So anyway, lies. Which is what he was accused of when the hashtag was made. You don't even know what he was fired for, so that's irrelevant. Kaylin, who is a Marzgurl, didn't get him fired. I'm not saying she did. I'm just trying to hold her accountable for stoning the whole hashtag. I pretty much have to go inside all these tweets just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so if you think he was unfairly fired, take it up with Rooster Teeth and Funimation. Kaylin doesn't make their employment decisions. Well, we would take it to Funimation. The only problem is Funimation is full of social justice warriors and basically won't listen to us whatsoever. They've been completely unresponsive, and yeah, I'll just leave it at that. In fact, that Umbrella guy actually posted something really funny. On their YouTube channel, Funimation recently announced that that Toei is going to be releasing a 30th anniversary collection set, and basically, well, let's just say that the community tab page on that announcement is extremely against that decision, based on what's been going on. So, yeah, so, and then in response to this, I posted this, and, this was actually a rant that I shared to my personal Facebook page. Again, oh crud, no! Okay, going back in. Here we go. Oh crud. So, again, this was a rant that I shared to my personal Facebook page, and again, I'm not gonna read it, because there's so much more to cover. But, he was asking me what the post had to do with anything. And he says, literally no allegations have been disproven. And so what I said was, here's the thing, their entire case, meaning the Kick Vic side, their entire case is starting to fall apart. And they're starting to backpedal, because not only have they been changing the allegations that they've been accusing him of, but they've also been caught red-handed lying, and now they have to face the consequences for it. People keep calling this the court of public opinion, which is non-existent in my opinion, in terms of an actual legitimate source. Once the law gets involved, there's no going back. And all of you guys are going to be held accountable for this. As far reaching as this goes. So, how do I word this? You guys essentially made this bed, and now you have to sleep in it. Essentially. And no amount of, whining about it is gonna change it. Is gonna change anything. So, anyway. Not only that, but, okay, so, their entire case is falling apart at the seams. Not only that, but do you know why they, meaning the Kick Vic side, Monica, Sean, Chris, Ron, started panicking when it was announced Vic was coming after them. Now, when I say coming after them, what I mean is that he was seeking legal counsel and that he was going to be pursuing a lawsuit. I never said I never meant to imply that he was physically coming after any of them, but this guy basically did. So anyway, I asked him a question, like, do you want to know why they started panicking? It's because they know that they're dead in the water at this point. Again, unless something actually comes up, unless something actually comes out, again, they're dead in the water at this point. They have nothing left. They've got nothing left to stand on. Sorry that I spat on the camera there. But anyway, so like I said, they're dead in the water at this point. And number one, there is no case. Number two, Vic never announced he was coming after them. A YouTuber did. That, of course, completely contradicts the post that Vic made in which he said he was regrettably retaining a legal firm. So I don't know what this guy is, on to get to this. And number three, nobody panicked. And literally, I posted this. Here's the thing. Look at his page. He literally announced it in a statement. Now, again, unfortunately, I didn't have the foresight to actually post it before they actually came after me. And then these here are all just videos related to the subject made by a variety of content creators. And stuff like that. So, and then of course I tagged a lot of the very popular ones that have been covering this. In much more extensive detail, by the way, than I am currently. I guess they just know what to say better than I do. But, so, I tagged, Super Saiyan Paul, Yellow Flash, Hero Hey, and another guy that, who's been collaborating with me on this whole situation privately over Twitter. So, yeah, so like I said, I posted a lot of links. I posted my own video on the subject. And then on top of that, I also called in some cavalry, because at that point I felt like I was fighting a losing battle. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, and I felt like they were gonna hammer me into the ground because I wasn't being clear enough. And so what happened was I called this guy in, as well as many others. I called in Unreal ENT Gaming, I called in Sister Hipster, and I also called. I'm gonna ask for help because you don't have the proof you said you had. I wasn't doing that. The only reason why I did that was because of the fact that, well, I felt like these guys were going to hammer me into the ground, and so I needed some assistance. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There is nothing wrong with asking for help in cases like this. So, sir, you're completely in the wrong for that. So, anyway, let's get to the second part of this. So, let me just hang on. Where is it? Let's see. Okay. So again, these are all just replies from people. I called in Nick Rikita, who again actually set up the GoFundMe for Vic, which I'm really grateful to him for. And then this is the comment that's sure to set him ablaze. That sure to set Nick ablaze if he ever watches this. Or actually looked at this entire argument. Yeah, call in your pet YouTube lawyer. That's quite childish in my opinion. Calling him my pet YouTube lawyer, that's not the case. That's not the case whatsoever. And on top of that, he's not a YouTube lawyer, he's an actual lawyer in Minnesota. And so I mean yeah, this guy's completely messing up here. So let me see. So I posted this. This was kind of my last stand on the matter. Well, not really. I posted something else below once I got riled up enough. But anyway, I wouldn't be resorting to immaturity if I were you. It's clear none of you will even consider an opinion other than your own. Social justice warrior logic at its worst. But at least I stood my ground for Vic, which is something. Smiley face emoji. And then, again, this is where I called in the cavalry, and then, oh my gosh, this guy completely destroys, Mr. Gray here. This guy completely destroys this guy's entire argument. It got to the point where he couldn't even reply, to him, essentially. So, and so I came in here. The only evidence your side, Kick Vic, has been falsified and has been proven to be falsified. Well, except no allegations against Vic have been disproven. Again, he admitted to most of them. And then again, this is where the cavalry kind of starts pouring in, and stuff like that. So, stop twisting words. Show me a video or post that says this. If you're referring to the con he went to, he apologized knowing not everyone wants a hug. I'm sorry, but this was on the person to say they didn't want a hug. I completely agree with that. If they don't want a hug, just say, hey, thanks for the autograph, but I don't want a hug. And on top of that, Vic's gotten their consent. And once the consent factor comes in, it kind of rules it all. It kind of blows it all. It kind of blows it all out of the water. In other words. So anyway, so get your info correct. It's in his apology where he apologized for making people uncomfortable. Most of the allegations are about him making people uncomfortable. What does that have to do with anything? That doesn't have anything to do with this. At least not with the apology. I've read it. Just because he's getting a counselor doesn't mean admission. For all you know, it could be he just needs to talk to someone. Maybe because of the harassing voice actors that were supposed to be his friends. They really hurt him from how I see it. Well, yeah, and on top of that, here's the thing. These people were his best friends, apparently. And for them to just backstab him like this after putting 2 decades of his life into this, that's gonna cause some damage. That's gonna cause some damage up here. I mean, I'm not saying that, it's gonna cause a disorder, but it's gonna make it extremely hard for him to trust anybody. And personally, I don't blame him. I don't blame him for seeking a counselor for this. But you can't be sorry for something that never happened. And he said he was sorry for making people uncomfortable. What the unwanted hugs, genius? Yes, and that's 99% of what he's accused of. 99% of what he's accused of. Yeah, about that. I'm not gonna go into that. So, thank you for proving my point. Don't want a hug? Let me know. A hug is not sexual. Oh, by the way, a lot of those were false due to Marzgurl. Pretty much. Amen to that. So, let me see here. None were proven false, and none had to do with her. Who said anything about sexual? I said he admitted to the allegations. Exactly, allegations. He didn't admit to anything, buddy. Oh, and you're implying it. Once again, hugging is not a crime. Don't want a hug? Then stop it beforehand with something like, I don't want a hug, and I'm tired of the lies. So far, every accusation has been false. And then, yeah, so he basically wouldn't stop replying at that point. But yeah, so, this is basically a situation that doesn't show any signs of slowing down. And again, we won't know the full story until it gets to the court process. I mean, we won't know the full story until it gets to court and to trial, assuming it gets that far. But at this point, again, Jamie is probably the person that's most likely to get fined heavily, simply because of the death threat that I mentioned earlier. And all of the other voice actors like Schemmel, Sabat, Monica, I don't know if Ron Toye is a voice actor, but I know that he's her fiance. All of them are, like I said before, they've made themselves complete laughingstocks, and at this point, I'm no longer supporting anything Funimation related. I'm boycotting them completely. I'm boycotting them completely, and yeah. Like I said before, I believe I said this in the previous video. If you want change to happen with the company, you hit them where it hurts the most, in their pocketbook, and they will change. If you hit them in their pocketbook, they will change. And now that this legal suit is coming, they're gonna have to, or face filing for bankruptcy or something less severe. At this point, I don't really know if I have anything else to say on the matter, to be honest. If anything else happens, I'll be sure to try to let you guys know about it. But this was the best follow-up that I could do, really. Because again, this goes back so far now at this point, like so much has happened that I didn't really know where to start with it. So I hope that this video, satisfies anybody that wanted to follow up from me, including Hero if he happens to be watching this. But one thing that I forgot to mention, something that I said, in the chat that I mentioned where the guy wouldn't respond, I basically said, well, here's the thing, because a lot of people are trying to get us to back down. They're trying to get us to be quiet about this so that this can all blow over. And here's the thing. I posted this, and I basically said, the moment we back down and stop fighting for what we believe in this case, is the moment the social justice warriors win. It's the moment that the Kick Vic side wins, and it's the moment that the I Stand With Vic side crumbles. And I have to say this, if any of the Kick Vic side are watching this video, I for one am not letting that happen, and I can guarantee you there are hundreds of thousands of other people that are not letting that happen either. Alright, so I appreciate you guys sticking through this with me to the end. I'm not really sure how long this video is gonna be. One thing's for sure though, I'm gonna try to make it a lot shorter than the other video I did. The other one was like an hour long, so but again, that was because I had so much to get off my chest. So again, if anything else comes up, I'll be sure to update you guys as fast as possible. Because I definitely don't want to be left behind anymore. I wanna keep you guys up to date as much as possible at this point going forward. So I appreciate anyone that's stuck with this video to the end. If you support Vic Mignogna and you believe in his cause, and the cause of the I Stand With Vic and the cause of the I Stand With Vic campaign movement, go on ahead and smash the subscribe button. Give this video a like and comment below. What do you think's gonna happen? Do you think that the Kick Vic side is in the wrong? I personally think they are. I think they're in the wrong, and their backs are against the wall, and they absolutely know it. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Spread this video around over social media as well, even though it's mostly a ramble and not a scripted video. And if you're interested in my content, in my other content, I do family-friendly anime reviews, and stuff like that. So, I also do videos of classic Nintendo games. I'm currently doing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the World of Light mode to be specific, and stuff like that. So yeah, I appreciate everyone that stuck through this video to the end. And like I said, like, comment, subscribe below, all that fun stuff. And also go check out the other content creators as well. Actually, instead of putting video links, I'll just put their channel links. So I'll put Hero Haze, Yellow Flashes, Unreal ENT Network, that Umbrella guy, as well as a couple other guys, as well as other guys if I can remember. All right, guys, go show them some love. Tell them Mark sent you, and yeah, God bless, and I hope I got my point across. See you guys later.